In the summer of 2016, the 8 Great Lakes governors approved Waukesha, Wisconsin's controversial application to draw its municipal water from Lake Michigan, even though the city sits outside of the Great Lakes Basin. According to city officials, the source of Waukesha's water, its deep water aquifer, is drying up and is unsustainable. The predicament Waukesha finds itself in today stands in stark contrast to its rich history as a spa town known far and wide for what was thought to be its limitless natural spring water.
There is a very interesting geology underneath us that is literally the foundation for our water history. When it was tapped, it would come up with what we would easily think of as carbonation. It wasn't necessarily CO2 though carbonating, it was because of the pressure and also heavy mineral content, what was labeled very often effervescence in the water. And it hit at a period in our country's history when folks were exploring alternative therapies or alternative medicines, as we would kind of call it today.
It started in 1868. Colonel Richard Dunbar was told he was going to die. He had incurable diabetes by his New York doctors. So he was arranging his final affairs, and he got a telegram to come to Waukesha because his mother-in-law had died. While he was here, his sister-in-law was showing him the new spring that she bought, and he felt ill from the diabetes. He drank 6 glasses of water, sat under an oak tree, drank 6 more glasses, and they went on their way. He felt better, so he came back the next day and did the same thing. And he went home and he didn't die, as they told him he was going to. So he came back the following year and he bought the spring from his sister-in-law. And he started promoting it, Colonel Dunbar's wonderful discovery. And at first the townspeople were kind of skeptical, and then as more people came and more money came into the village from the visitors, more springs were discovered with supposed curative powers.
Still, White Rock is not the first, but certainly is one of the better known. Still exists today, but it was served at King Edward VII's coronation. It was also served at one of William McKinley's inaugurations, and they, in addition to their water, had a whole range of sodas as well.
Silurian Spring, the original spring house that's on the label of the bottle, was built about 1880. And then in 1925, it was demolished, and the spring house that's there now that you visited it was built.
So what happened?
They overproduced, perhaps, in kind of the number of different springs operating. Freshwater's not guaranteed, and we've done a lot through our history contending with sourcing good water or losing source of good water. And I think Waukesha is fairly representative of a larger story in the country of how do we find and secure good water sourcing.
This story is part of a larger documentary on water withdrawal in the Great Lakes Basin entitled Tapping the Great Lakes. To watch, visit greatlakesnow.org.